between the episodes on
no, we don't have time.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't have time for that today. We got a lot to do, not a lot of time.
can I finish the line?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
On Eisenholm, spring is in the air.
We got rain. Well, hail. We got a lot to do before the year is up. Lots to do. Plenty to do. Let's get doing. Get away from the door. You're gonna have a home today. Once the snow's gone a little bit more. Which it's mostly gone. Soon we'll have nice, lush green grass. And we'll be dry and warm and not in this sleet storm that we got right now. But it also means the growing season is just about here, and so we're gonna have to make ourselves another little field, because we'll keep this for our vegetable patch. And our bees, we'll have this working as intended. But I think over here somewhere, we're gonna plant some flax. So let's take a look at how much flax we have. So flax seeds, we have nearly 2 full stacks. That's not bad. Do we have... We do not have a hoe. So let's clear out our inventory a little bit here. Let's grab ourselves 4 flint. And then we'll grab ourselves 4 sticks. We're actually going to want a 5th piece of flint. Just to nap. There we go.
Once again, I forgot the quiet keyboard. 'Cause that's just a thing I do.
And 4 stick. And 4 hoe heads. Pop that out of the way. Boom. I forgot it was close to nightfall. Let's do one tiny piece of prep work before we get into getting our new little flax garden areas all done and dusted. We've got ourselves a few paths. You know what, we'll bring the stairs just in case. We're going to continue our roads. Now this path that we created a while back and then haven't really fully finished over on towards the castle, we're just going to continue this around. So we have a nice bit of an outline. Now we want that to probably wrap around the front here. I do have a shovel. Well, would you look at that? I got a shovel. Didn't think I'd do that. We're just going to dig ourselves a nice little walkway so we have a bit of a path that leads from here direct to the house. And that's going to divide this little... I don't really want to call it a valley, it's kind of tiny. But this little divot in the land, it'll divide it up so we can have our flax fields in 2 different areas. Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, maybe I should set those up first. And then that'll determine the gap in between. Forethought? No. Improvisation. And drifters. Oh no. Rift activity is very high. Okay. Well, perhaps we're gonna lose a little bit of time, because I think when it's very high, we're gonna have to wait until morning. It's unfortunate. The night, it calls to me. And it sounds like drifters. Let's just get the minimal amount of sleep until it's bright enough that we're not gonna have to deal with drifty boys. There we go. 5 in the morning. It's medium, but it's bright enough we shouldn't have to worry about drifters. We've got boys just wandering around everywhere. Okay. Well, get a little ways away to despawn those drifters. So of course there'd be a rift right where we want to work. That's as is tradition. But let's see. Let's deal with this side of the path. I should probably grab this scythe. It's gonna be quicker to get rid of all this grass that way. Away from the door with you. I know what you're doing. You're seeking freedom. You'll get your freedom. And then confinement in a new home. Ah, so much quicker. We have half a stack here. Ah. This takes up more than I expected. We'll have to have this path curve a bit more. Alright. 2, 3. Let's go lengthways here, yeah. That'll work out nicer. Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, goodbye scythe. And probably soon goodbye knife. The plus side is, this is going to help us replenish our grass supply because we are dangerously low. I think actually, in order to save on durability, I'm only going to cut what's going to give me grass, and then I'll break the rest manually. What if I cut this in a bit further over on this side? And we'll just, whoops, we'll just have to remember where we had it. So we'll just pop these for the time being. Oh no. Alright. Okay, some of these are land. Some of these are not. We might have to do a little bit of filling underground here. That's okay. That's perfectly alright. I forgot this was just a fake table I put on top of water. The ground has been a facade the entire time. Or at least just this little section. It was at the start of this year, wasn't it? It's coming full circle. At least I think it was the start of this year. It's been a long year. So, let's do a math here. 8, 16, 32, 48. So if we do a couple more here, that would be 64, and that'll give us kind of a bit of a curvature for our path. Yeah, we're losing a bit of dirt down in that water there. Shall we go collect it? How are we going to get back up? Like that. Down into the deep waters below the farmland. I think that's all my dirt. Ah, there's more dirt. Dirt of the deep. Excellent. Nope, not excellent. I needed that open. I gotta fill in the bottom underneath these. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough cobblestone. Let's do it. So if we fill these all in with cobblestone, we can save a little bit on extra materials that are just going to be hidden under the water. And I can't tell the difference of what's what until we get real close. And then at least we have a bit of a pattern, so this should be the next one. Yeah. We'll just kind of start doing that and hope we don't drown. There we go. And now we have 1 stack worth of land. And let me just fill in the little gap here. That'll have grass grow back. Now, depending on where we have this path come through, we can then just have the other one kind of work symmetrically to it. That's not going to leave enough room. Unless I cut this back a bit. And that is... This is also going to need to be trimmed back a little bit, just so our fence doesn't butt right up to it. Because the last thing we want is, you know, rabbits or other little things just walking along here, hopping up onto the fence, and poop over into our garden, eating our seeds, destroying our crops, making us sad, and cry ourselves to sleep nightly over our lost flax. So we gotta make sure we're safe, which will then involve a little bit of terraforming there, and that's not looking too bad. Yeah. Give it a little bit of breathing room. Okay. Alternatively, I could have just filled in another layer on this entire little divot, but we're gonna have enough elevation changes to have to make elsewhere, so let's leave a little bit of valleyness to this. You know, let it live its original, authentic life, as much as we'll allow it to anyway. I wonder, could we just keep going with this? Probably could, though now that we've done a 3, we can still keep a bit of a side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. I can count. So I'm thinking if I just keep expanding this straight onward, that should be fine. If we just do another 3 on each of these 2 rows, and another 2 there, then it'll still kind of taper off around the corner. I think that'll look pretty good. Let's give it a try. The rest of this is all going to be underwater, isn't it? Yep. Oh boy. Yep, back down into the deep. Every dirt is precious. Every dirt is great. If a dirt is wasted, I'm starving in a lake. Ow. I'm getting hungry fast. Oh boy, I need to grab some food. Uh-oh. You know what? We're going to break into some of our really, really hardy sealed crocs. Ah. Now those were crocs that I had sealed for the winter. And clearly we haven't used them for the winter. Where's the one I'm missing? Right here. I'm not a moment too soon. I'm about to lose my breath. Haha, there we go. Alright, let's do one final count before I call this a success. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 times 8, I believe, is 128. People who are much smarter than I am, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we'll find out soon enough if we're short 3 seeds to complete this whole thing. But before we get to that point, there's one more step. We're going to want to fence this boy off so we don't get, you know, raccoons and rabbits eating our stuff. We do have a lot of fences. This might be a little bit makeshift for the moment. We'll grab the oak fences. We'll grab some of the maple to look like slightly more weathered variants on the oak fences. Oh, Solstin, you lad, you're a genius. We don't have any fence gates, though. That could be a bit of a problem. We'll just have to use a couple hay bales. Why not? Why not? That'll work, right? That'll do. And this is about as good a spot as any for where our gate will actually sit. So, let's do, in the corners, start our maple fences. We'll just say the moisture gathers more in the corners. It probably does. Any wicking experts, sound off. These are a very stark contrast. We'll probably replace these once we get a good collection of wood again. And we'll just have our gate be 1 block wide right there. And that's where we're going to put our hay bales for the moment until we cut down more trees. We do have trees to cut down, but we'll get to that. We want to get this flax planted before we do much of anything else, just so that we have no more fences. Alright, let's grab whatever the third color was. I think it was walnut. I'm hearing all the sounds. Oh boy. We got scared chickens, scared raccoons. We've got birch fence, that'll do. Drifters coming out now. The local wildlife is abuzz with the sounds of spring. Here we go. We've got ourselves a little flax field here. And with the temperature up at 3 degrees, and I did not notice it get below, like, just shy of -2, these are good until -5. These flax seeds, I think we're going to be perfectly fine to just plant them now. That will leave us 3 extra slots. Do we have anything we want to put 3 of? Get 3 cabbages started? You know what? We'll just keep 3 flax seeds there, and we're just gonna fill in the rest with cabbage. That way we know where it is. It's separate. If we get more flax seeds, that's, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because life doesn't have to be perfect. And we will pretty well immediately want to come through here with a bucket of water, fill in our little plots. Luckily this sleet counts as rain, so we should be okay for a little bit until it stops raining, but that is a perfectly planted plot. Where are my hay bales? Let's just put some packed dirt there for a second. Did I put the hay bales in the seeds? In the seeds trunk? Whoops. You know what? Before I go out there, let's just grab a little bucket of water and... Wrong room. Let's grab a bucket of water and do a thing. You know. Thank you. A silly lad doing silly things. I'm in a rush for spring. Now... Just fence that in. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing buckets, I tend to shift, and when you shift right click, you put your bucket down. So what we want to do is control click, and then regular right click, control right click, regular. There we go, and that will help us make sure that we always have at least 75% moisture. But let's be honest, it's almost always raining here. We're gonna have 100 most of the time. And so now we just kind of let these grow. That's the first part of the checklist all done. Are there any other seeds? Now that we've got all of our flax and cabbage that we had planted, is there anything else we're going to want? We've got onions, turnips, soybeans, more turnips. Let's just plant our regular garden. What do we want and what do we have a lot of? Let's take stock in the basement. So we've got some parsnips. These are good still for about a year. So that's pretty good. The soybeans last so long. We have a lot of grain. I don't think we need to plant any grain until we start making bread. This is good for years. Onions. At least 3 stacks of onions good for a year. Never mind. Nearly 7 stacks of onions good for a year. A lot of turnips. A lot of carrots and parsnips. Honestly, we're doing pretty good. Oh, we have a lot of hides there. And a bit of rot. Got a little bit of rotting meat. Meat's the only thing we're missing. And of course dairy, but you know. We're a little lactose intolerant in this house, so... Pretend cheese will be okay, but that's a ways off. We don't have any milking animals yet. There's a rift outside the window. We could do soybeans. Those are purchased by traders, so having more soybeans could be useful. Hey, you'll get out of my farm. Don't you kids be throwing rocks over the fences. Hey. Hey. Don't make me call your parents. I'm surprised that over the winter, these crops haven't replenished. Their potassium is still very low. Like, some of these are, but you can tell that's probably where I grew other things, but where I had the flax, like this one's still 33. It must not replenish in the winter. Alright. You know what? I've had just about enough of you, good sir. This axe is rated E for everyone. That's right, you fight amongst each other. This is pay-per-view. There they go. Off into the night. So with our lack of fences, and lack of maple specifically, we're gonna need to wait for all of the trees over yonder. See if I can see from the safety of this window. Over yonder in the dark. Eventually we're gonna have, I think, like a dozen or so maple trees popping up. Just like that. And once those come up, we can make enough maple fences to surround the chicken coop. With our little dancing chickens there, very confused, trying to get to the food. We'll be able to lure them up in there. And surround it with a fence so that they'll be safe and protected. Because I don't know if that very thin little slice of floor is going to be enough to stop things from running up there and hitting them through the ground. Because, like, bears are pretty big. While we're waiting for those trees to crop up, which they should any day now, hopefully, let's take a look at our batch of steel and see how that's coming along. Ooh. 19% complete and ready to be fired. That means our first batch of coal is done. So let's go grab another half stack and get to it.
I said let's get to it. That's a Kurazar thing.
Clang, 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 clang. I brought these gifts for you. It's a bunch of coal, yum. Good for poison. Curing, that is. I think. On the list of things to look out for. More aged torch holders. Also, maybe make a bunch of torches. Oh, it went to high rift activity. There's a lot. Oh boy. How are the trees over in this open field? Less than a day. 6 days? 5 days? Alright, okay. So they're saplings. We got a few days. That's gonna be the end of the month. 4 days? Why, that's tomorrow. Let's get a few of these tools out of our inventory. We're just going to clear up a little bit of space because we're going on a little bit of an expedition. We're going to need these shears too, probably. We're not going to need any of our chiseling tools here, so let's pop those away for the time being. Pop that there.
I do.
So, we're gonna go grab ourselves a little bit of maple wood because we're gonna need that for the chicken coop fences. While we are waiting for several maple trees over there to grow, we don't have that kind of time. We got some walnut trees here, that's great, but it's not the right color. And that's not nearly frozen enough to keep going. We're gonna take the land bridge. So we got pine and birch over there. I think I see maple over this hill. Maple! Now I know it's spring. Please, bears, don't be around. Let's just give some haircuts to these trees just to get a few more maple seeds so we can always replant more. And cornflowers. We're gonna want these for a little chiseling project we've got coming up. What in the world could cornflowers have to do with chiseling, you might ask? All will be revealed in due time. Oh, this one's got mushrooms on it. Dryad saddle, though. Never trust the Fae. Chopping this one down in particular for safety. Alright, I think that might be enough for the time being. So let's head on back home and get to some fence making. Ooh, I missed one. You know what? It's not that cold. We'll swim. Or just continue to walk over unmelted ice floes. My intention was to swim, but it's hard water. Yeah, the scale really hits you now. That's nice. There's my saw. Let's grab one of those. That one's almost done, so we'll grab the other. Ooh, no, we won't. There we go. And let's make ourselves a whole bunch of really nice maple fences and a couple gates as well. Alright. Stack of fences and 2 gates made. Let's pop it on the old chicken coop. Now here's the tricky bit. I think, unless they've despawned or been eaten, yes, we still have a couple of chickens dancing under there. So we're gonna need to be very careful not to scare them away. Otherwise we'll just have to chase them right back in. Be very quiet. No, no, don't be scared. No, 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 don't run. I gotta get them back in. We go into the fence, into the fence. You as well, haha. Excellent, alright. Got a couple of these chickens. Good, good, good. You're next. Now, this is going to require a little bit of finessing, I think. We're just going to do this. Bring this out a little bit. Let's scare the house chicken all the way over. Wish me luck. I don't think it's going to go well. Alright, the last remaining progeny of Mr. and Mrs. Cluck. You are going to have to run into your new home now. No, no, no. I don't have room in my inventory for windows. Please, go back to the door. This is the first time I want you. Go to the door. Alright. There we go. There we go. This is actually going quite well. Okay. Well, that went surprisingly smooth. Guess now it's just a matter of getting them into the coop itself. That's probably going to be the harder task, since we've got this ramp that they don't seem to know how to pathfind up. Alright, you three. Are any of you roosters? We've got a hen, another hen. You're all hens. Okay. Well. I wonder. Let's scare them. Scare them over. This is gonna take a lot of finessing and a little bit of trickery. Maybe if I scare them from the outside, it'll be easiest. So I can try and lure them all to the front. Run from me. Go to the front. Go to the front. Good, good, good. And now, can I aim you towards that narrow corridor? Oh, oh, perhaps. No. No, I cannot. Alright. Need to clear out a little bit of inventory space here. Let's, plant a couple ferns. There we go. Maybe that'll work now? Maybe. Let's make it a little bit easier, a little bit more enticing. Hopefully they will find their way up inside. Alright, chickens, back to the front. Back to the front. Don't be scared. I mean, do be scared. That's the point. Chicken chaser? Look at the chickens run. Oh. Okay, well. Why did I not think about this? We'll just scare them around in a circle now. Come on. Go, go, go. No, no, no. Run that away. Why didn't I think of this earlier? Go, go in. Go inside. That's one in there. Oh, this chicken chasing is hungry work. There we go. And then you two go up inside. Go inside. Aha. Okay, there's two of you in there. Where's the third? How? No. This is not allowed. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This is what I was afraid of. No chicken run. You get back in there. Oh, you silly. You silly little chicken, you. Oh. Is that... There we go. There we go. Ha ha ha. 3 of you in there. You know what? Good enough to start. Good enough to start. Alright. Alright. Let's clean this up a little bit. Chicken coop is fenced. I might increase the size of this fence around the sides here. This side I might bring out a bit. Yeah. I don't actually know why I took all the dirt away. There's still all those chickens by the boiler room. Well, under the boiler room, actually. What's the night looking like? Low rift activity. Let's see. I will do a little bit of a kind of catch basin for them, I guess. That should hopefully be enough to funnel them in. Yeah. I'll at least get them within the fence, and then I can get them inside when the time is right. Oh boy, I can hear them. There's a rooster in there too. Alright, how many of you are down here? I haven't checked on any of you in a long time. Oh. There's a few of you. Okay. So we'll end up scaring them somewhere up here, I think. Alright, chickens. Away with you. Be afraid, run. There we go. Do they know? They don't know staircases, do they? How is this the hardest part? Come on, you silly chickens. There we go. Here we go. Go up. Go up. Yeah. You know, in all technicality, all I really need is the rooster. No. I can't believe I've done this. Please. Uppies? You want uppies? Please, 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 uppies. You will be the progenitor of a new generation of chicken. You will be the Colonel's prized possession. Stop running towards me. Get. Go up. Go up the staircase, please. Please, sir. Sir and madams, please. Stairs. Come on, I built you stairs. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Come on. For the love of all things crispy, please. Don't make me threaten you with violence. Get. Yes. Yes. Run. Run away. I have a plan. I have a cunning plan. Well, it's a plan. I'm just gonna chase this one rooster, and not really care much about the other chickens. Scare you in this direction. No, you've gone too far. All right, in a circle. If ever there was a time in this series that deserved yakety sacks, it is today. Okay. I've got you now. There we go. There we go. And he's in. All right. Close the gate. Haha. Now, I think he might be in proximity to help fertilize the eggs those chickens are going to make. Which means he doesn't even have to live inside the coop. He could just sit outside, and as long as no bears spawn under there, which I hope they don't, I think they were wandering in from elsewhere. That's what I'm going to hope. But if he could fertilize the eggs via, I don't know, telekinetic powers, then I think we have our chicken-making factory all set, and that way we always know there's going to be at least one rooster alive and well down below. Because when you get two roosters together in the same room, they will fight to the death. 100%. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. But the man's a rooster. Let's just clean up this little bit of excess here. Deal with this oak tree that's kind of obscuring the chicken coop. Ah. Yeah. We'll place some more purposeful trees at a certain point. I do like this oak tree right here. It's kind of got a very player-made look to it, in all honesty. It's a little bit weird. Might add on to it, just to give it a bit more of a thick trunk at the bottom. Maybe decorate, chisel it a little bit. Yeah, just a nice, like, old oak, but It's not bushy enough, so I feel like I kind of want to grow another one just to add more to the leaves. We'll see. Oh, right. Hello, chicken. PETA, look away now. Nothing untoward here. Nothing going on, nothing at all. Here we go. Do we have any eggs? We do have eggs yet. And they are fertile. Excellent. You've done a good job, Mr. Rooster. Ah, successful chickening. And this, I'm just going to, for fear of wolves and bears, just going to give this a bit more of a wider gap. Just so that way, less likely that they're going to come on over. Yeah. I might end up raising it up and then put the fence up around it. We'll just have to see how things go. Well, now that chickens are sorted, how you guys doing in there, pigs? Quiet, huh? Still pregnant. Ah. Well then. It's kind of quiet in here. Well, in commemoration of... Quiet, you I was about to say in commemoration of this quiet house. Maybe I should get a kitchen wolf. Replace the chickens. To have some egg and mushroom. Ah. It's kind of a sad day. I mean, it's a good day. It's a productive day. I get to clear up a little bit of the clutter that's been on the kitchen floor for so long, but kind of a sad day. I should get another corn. Scrambled eggs with bearded tooth and dryad saddle garnish. I said we shouldn't trust the Fae, and, well, dryad saddle, that's where a dryad sits, but we're just gonna save this food for when we really need it. It's still piping hot, so it'll be good. Keep that in our back pocket. Speaking of our back pocket, these cornflowers. I mentioned a little earlier that we're gonna use them for something. Something in this room in particular. Now, do I have an extra barrel? I do. Excellent. So with this cornflower, it's an ingredient for blue dye. And yes, woad is good for blue dye as well, and that gets you woad blue dye, which under normal circumstances for dyeing leather and cloth and such, there's absolutely no difference. But with the Chisel Tools paintbrushes, those create two very drastically different shades of blue. The woad blue makes blocks that are blue, and cornflowers or crushed up lapis lazuli. Lazuli? Crushed up lapis makes regular blue dye. And now we may only have a couple of cornflowers here, but I believe we bought a bunch of lapis from a trader when we were out looking for fat. And if I've kept to the organizational structure that, oh boy, is hard for me to remember because my brain is chaos, it's right here. So how do we crush it? Pulverize. Okay. Up the mountain we go with our shiny blue rocks. Cast it into the sapphires of Mount Doom. It's lapis, not sapphire. This doesn't work. Luckily it's calm, so we won't have to worry about an army of drifters assailing us as we try and come in and out of here. And it gives us a chance to be a little closer to our steel to double check on it, and that looks like it is still firing away. What are we at right now? 37%. 2 charcoal. It's almost time to refill those. Perfect. I'll get these crushing. and we'll refill. Once again, reaping the rewards of automation. Ah. Those are still burning. Well, I'll just give it a moment. It's sure to burn itself out eventually. Any minute now. You remember the Blair Witch Project? That was pretty neat. Oh, would you look at that? It's done. Light the charcoal. Boop. It's always so much quicker going back down. Let's get this crushed lapis on over to the basement, where we can make ourselves a little bit of blue dye. And while we're at it, actually, you know what we need to do? We need to feel the rain on our skin. No one else will feel it for us. What was it? Control P? There we go. Well, at least our gambeson is off, but we're wearing all these heavy, wintry clothes. Let's go find our regular outfit again. We don't need these no more. It ain't that cold. Right. Dress up time. So our fur coat, our fur boots, and our fur gloves can all go back into storage. There we go. We're going to grab our... Are we wearing jailer boots? I don't think we were, but they're not too bad. Do like the green scarf. It's kind of nice. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? I've turned myself into Mario. It's me.
The green is because Luigi died in his mansion.
You know, this is a far cry from how I looked before, but I weirdly kind of like it. Maybe this will be our look for this year. Who knows? Specific clothes that I really wanted, you know, blacksmith apron and a couple other things, but until we get those, well, who knows, I might actually change my mind. This is kind of growing on me the more I see it. Once we're in the castle, we'll need nicer clothes to fit our station, none of this tattered sleeve action we've got going on. But for now, you know, we're doing a lot of hard labor, having some a little bit more rugged and tattered clothes, that's perfectly fine. But before I keep distracting myself, let's make ourselves some blue dye. So, the ratio on this for blue dye is, of course, 4 liters of water for every 1 crushed lapis or 4 cornflowers. So we don't have enough cornflowers to even make a single dose or 4 liters of blue dye. But we've got 30 crushed lapis. Let's pop 48 because that's the highest multiple of 4 that we can put into here. And with 48 liters of water, we're going to just pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can do math. That took more attempts than I want to admit. I don't want to talk about it. 48 divided by 4 is 12. We're just gonna pretend nothing ever happened. I don't know why I thought it was 8. Put these cornflowers away into the organics bin here. Let's check on the eggs. You owe me eggs. Those are fertile. Those are fertile. Those are not. Alright, goodbye. Hello, rooster. Goodbye, rooster. Well, these still need to be fired, and we've got... how much more? Let's just fire clay, fire clay. 24, 34 more after that, so that's... well, we've certainly got more grass and sticks than we did earlier, so let's give it a try. Let's check up on our grass stack. Silly door. You know what? I can leave it open. I'm free to do that for the first time. 12 barrels of grass. That is... yeah, you know what? 3364. That is enough. We're doing this. Let's just get these all filled up here. Grab our trusty torch, and before we light it up, just because it's springtime now, let's do a little bit of grass clearing. Cozy. The nice roaring fire going. Let's deal with maybe getting in a couple more bits of path. We did begin that path when we were building the flax field. So let's continue that path and connect it up to the front of our house. As I run right across and don't use the path I already have. So I think we're actually gonna go in one here. Got a lot of digging out this path here. Not quite that much of a sloping path. Let's cut this corner down. Yeah, just like a couple little sparse pieces of path here. Nothing crazy. Just to fill in the ground a little bit. And we'll do these two as well. Yeah, these stairs are going to have to be replaced with slabs, I think. I think that would work out a little bit nicer. Maybe a retaining wall along here? The decorative aspect of it, that'll get worked on. That's for sure. But we're just gonna carve this whole thing out a little bit. There we go. That's much nicer. There we go. Alright, well we're gonna need a few extra path blocks, but we've at least got this path that we built the end of last year. We've got it extended a wee bit. You know, it's slowly coming together. Rome wasn't built in a day. Comes down, we get to the house, and we have a little fork where we can split off either towards the boiler room and workshop, or this way, and head over toward the castle. Yeah. Speaking of the castle, this tower needs a little bit of love. But we've got one more thing on the to-do list before we get to decorating the other towers of this gatehouse. And it's something I've been putting off. It's something I've been dreading. But it's something that has to happen before we can work any of our steel. We need an iron anvil. And that means we need like 9 or 10 ingots. So let's get up top and take a look at our blooms, shall we? It's gonna be a lot of work. Also, I took off all my winter clothes and now I'm shivering because it's almost 0 degrees and I'm wet because it's kind of slushy and raining. I'm gonna stand in the boiler room for a minute and warm up on my way over there. Hold up. I'm gonna need a hammer first.
Back to the studio to grab my hammers, 'cause I forgetted them every time. It's what matters.
Oh, that hammer is not long for this world. But there we go. Fresh one after. Now we go. So we've got 18 iron blooms. And a fresh breeze. I think we're in for a might bit of hammering here. Well, no time like the present. The anvil's not going to make itself. All done, and not a moment too soon. There's a temporal storm that's just about here. We have 1 hour exactly until the storm approaches. I think that should be enough time to fill up our steel furnace and make our way to the boiler room. Oh boy. Now you let me be. Give me enough time to light these. Yeah, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh boy. You'll all soon burn in the broth. Don't know what I was worried about. Plenty of time. Come on down to the soup. It tastes good, don't you know? It's made of you. I don't know if this knife is gonna last the entire storm. Uh-oh. I do have another knife over at the house. You know what? Let's do something a little risky. We're making a run for it. The storm is waning. Let's see if we can grab our knife and get right on back to the boiler. Oh, it's a topsy-turvy world. This could be dangerous. Don't fall in the soup. Don't fall in the soup. Aha, success. Just in time for it to be over. Okay, well, what did we get? We got 2 more temporal gears. That's pretty good. We got 14 rusty gears. That's good. We're starting to replenish our supply. And 16 flax fibers. No Jonas parts, unfortunately, but that's okay. Mix that with the 1 flax fiber we already have. Well, before we put our stuff away, let's take a little moment to talk about the boiler room here. I know at the end of last year I did say I was going to get it all decorated. I am going to get it all decorated. In fact, in my creative test world, I have an obelisk design that, it's kind of nice. It goes up a good ways, a little bit of a light at the top. But the, what was it, the Triumph Tower, I think was the design of it, where there's a statue up at the top. The thing that's delayed me is I haven't built 3D statues before. So I'm a little nervous. But the theme of this spring, and, well, continuing on throughout this following year that we're about to enter into, we're going to be finishing projects, or at least barreling our way through them and trying to get close to finishing. But definitely more on the decorative rather than preparatory side that we've been on. So, oh boy howdy, I'm gonna get learned in statue making. But for the moment, let's get our ill-gotten goods put away. And I'm also going to need to come up with a slightly expanded boiler room design. One that can handle larger creatures. If you've seen anything for 1.20, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a fan of the new creatures, but I'm not a fan of them. You know what I mean? Like, they're great. They're awesome. Keep them away from me. So we're going to learn how to optimize their imminent cooking. But that's a task for future me. Right now, let's finish up this year. I should probably return these blooms and the torch. Nah, we got boys in here. It's medium activity. Hello. Oh, what are we looking at? 65%. We're getting there. There we go. And there we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, one of the projects definitely is, as this progresses, I'm going to want to make a ton of lanterns. So, massive amounts of copper and lead gathering is going to happen. Gotta get that molybdechakos. Unless we'll use a different colored design for that. Maybe. Maybe. Bronze might work. We'll have to see how the designs play out for the workshop. Let's check on our chickens. Is our rooster still in here and still good? Yeah, he's still there. Scared that I'm here. They're all scared that I'm here. Get away from the door. Never thought I'd be saying that again. What do we got here? 3 fertile eggs. 3 fertile eggs. 3 oh my. Oh my. Alright, we're gonna have 9 brand new baby chickens, and you all could probably use some more flax. Well, I suppose not, because you've already got your eggs there. So in the next generation, we'll refill those troughs. How are the pigs doing? We'll check on you again. Yeah, once again, still pregnant. Okay. Ah. I always forget to harvest the bees. But they're awake now. Shall we abscond with their sweet nectar? I think so. Okay, bees. I just gotta leave one of them intact. Which one? Probably that one. That's a bit more... Well, this one probably would have been more central, but that's okay. Let's go drop this off in our honey barrel. Which is down in the basement.
Beeswax comes from a can. It was put there by a man.
Okay, do we have more blue clay? Where did I decide clay goes? Alright, I put clay in the masonry shop. There we go, that's only 2 hives. Okay. I don't have enough cattails to finish the rest. Let's go collect some more. I'm gonna have to take a lot of those cattails that are down by the water's edge there and make a actual organized field. Put them into batches of 64 just so I have a whole kind of easily scythed through swath of them. 'Cause yeah, we've got these little bits here which... Now that I'm seeing it, this little 2-block gap is a little odd. I might expand this out another 2 blocks, which would actually be a perfect amount. Yeah. Yeah. Just to butt this up and then have a little kind of cliffside with the fences down below. Right, cattails. Woo. Note to self. Make a new scythe. This takes a good bit longer without one. How long has it been apocalyptic? Ah! That was behind me the whole time. They were slowly encroaching. It was very polite of the drifters to let me finish harvesting cattails before coming for my blood. Oh, we have a lot of cattails, actually. Alright. Well, let's make some skeps. Let's see if we can get these bee skeps put back in place before the drifters, you know, succeed in their goal to end my existence upon this mortal coil. Don't you hit him, he's just a dummy. Ah, don't hit me either, I'm also just a dummy. I'm telling Mom. I don't think we have enough to make 2 more. Let's, oh ho ho ho, this is a bad call, but we're gonna run out into the night just to round out all of the little posts we've got for hives. Oh boy. One last beehive. Now we run back, skep in hand, through the danger zone.
Walk way to the danger zone. There's drifters in the danger zone.
Ah, okay. Well, while it's apocalyptic outside, we're just gonna sit inside where it's safe, and... You know what? While we're right here, I'm gonna do a thing that's been a long time coming. There we are. Back to how it should be. There's no more chickens to phase through our windows, because they're all outside in their proper home. And I guess soon enough, once those eggs hatch, we'll finally see if those slots for me collecting eggs from underneath I entirely forgot about until this very moment when I'm saying it. I kept going inside. Once it's very crowded with lots and lots of chickens, we're probably going to have to try and use those slots to add to their feeding troughs and collect the eggs. Although I guess with a rooster there, we're not always going to be collecting the eggs. And once we've got enough chickens, well, once we've got enough chickens, I don't think we're going to need that rooster at all. Is there much point apart from the fear of getting higher generation chickens? I mean, really. Eggs are eggs. We're not using them for poultry. They're specifically just egg layers. If we were breeding them for poultry, then yes. Absolutely, we would have them be Generation 10 as soon as we possibly can. That's what our pigs are for. And eventually goats or sheep when we can put them in a pen and not have bears spawn in and gobble them up every time. It's twice now that's happened. Should be safe in there these days, with the strewn straw about. But in any case, we are stuck inside, although it has gone down to medium, so it's not as bad. Well, since it's medium, it's probably safe enough to run out here and get past their spawn radius, so they'll just go away and never come back. And I want to take a quick little peek over at the castle gatehouse there and just see how many blocks we're going to need to prep for little decorative bits. And of course, with it being dark, we're going to have to get inside. Up to the unstable top floor, and it's weirdly only unstable right up at the top. So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. So 16 times 3, we're going to need 3/4 of a stack. So that's actually not a whole lot. I believe those are the regular stone first with the polished stone added in. Let me grab my chisel, actually. This wouldn't be a proper Eisenholm episode without having to backtrack 20,000 times. I'm also going to grab some conglomerate. Grab a couple stacks here. And this spare chisel, because we're probably going to end up using all of the durability remaining on this. That's only 240. Well, maybe not then. There we go. Make those polished. I'm going to try a feature that I have not yet really spent enough time learning to properly use. Paste, shape, and materials. So, copy that. And I'm going to place down a block there. Why will that not work? Ah. It just needed a block update. Okay. I'm very confused. Okay. Okay. Quentin? It's getting weird. Am I doing something wrong? This thinks it's a whole block still. Kind of. Yep, 100% it does. And this keeps changing back. Okay. I don't know what to believe right now. So, note to self. When doing paste, shape, and materials, have the materials in your hand. Or at the very least on the hotbar. That got real wonky real fast when I had it in my inventory. Okay, pop that clay away and let's just... Okay. Alright, in that case, let's hop on... Ah. There's a bit more work on these towers to be done, I think. Kinda can't safely work up there without the floor. Which means we're gonna need more maple. Which conveniently, we just got some. It's in the basement. There's always 1,000 steps to building a kingdom. You know, at the very least, let's just put a line of these down and get our block pieces ready. And that way at least our toppers are good to go. Would this technically be more efficient to do in place? Absolutely, but I'm already going to have to adjust them all to have lighting calculate properly. So, having to pick them up again, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's 2 degrees. Why am I chilly? This could take a second. I'll be with you in a moment. And this is the closest thing to mass production we shall ever see upon this land.
And there we go, we got 48 of our castle wall pointed toppers. I'm gonna go toast my buns. Ah. Now this is probably the last bun toasting of the season. Bask in it once more. It's more of a rainy cold out there than an icy one. That's okay. Soon the warm weather comes. Three crocks full of hefty onion stew. One day, our pantry will be full of meat-filled, well-balanced, nutritious meals, but it is not this day. This day, we finish going through the crock that we have that is meat, and then we just eat onions. Just straight up nothing but onion. Right, so let's grab some of that maple wood we gathered earlier. That should do. And then we'll go grab our saw, turn it into planks, and, well, get to finishing off at least a little bit of the decor on that gatehouse. If I can at least get that tower looking similar to that tower from the front, I'll be happy. Okay. Moose. I can't remember. In 1.19.8 that we're currently still in, do moose do that silly thing where they'll run up to you and not attack? Ah. They're completely harmless. They act aggressive, but they can't do much of anything. Oh, moosey boy. Wow, look at all this meat we fought hard for. Until they weren't handed on a silver platter, effectively. Maybe I should breed moose. Okay, so, let's just... And this is the process for every single column. Place, pantograph, turn. So this one will actually be column, there we go, okay. You gotta search them up sometimes. Castle wall, column, top. And then this one can be anything, so we're just gonna use some dirt. And we're gonna place these, like so. Yeah. Is this dangerous? Yes. Am I doing it? Yes. When the OSHA safety inspectors say you should probably use fall arrest gear, you should probably use fall arrest gear. We just don't have it because it hasn't been invented yet. Never work on a roof without proper harnessing, especially when it's this literal 45-degree slope. How am I getting down? There we go. Safe and sound. Yeah. Yeah, that's the correct height. We're good. Awesome. Okay. Oh. More moose. A lot more moose. 3 more moose. All right. Let's chase them. Oh. You actually hit me. Oh, they do fight back. Okay. They can and they do fight back. I was wrong. You know what they say, though? Lessons least forgotten are lessons learned in blood. Where are you, mooses? Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm gonna chase you down and eat you. You're going to become a tasty stew. This was meant to be the building part of the episode, but I guess we're doing a moose massacre. Ha ha ha. So what's that in total? That is 29 meat. That is enough meat for another set of crocs. So let's take a little unexpectedly impromptu break from building stuff together, even though it was a very brief single column. And let's make a little bit of schmeat. Cook up the meat, and then we can seal the crocks. It is getting to be dark out there, so maybe for the best. Though it is calm. Maybe we'll get back to building in the night, once these are done. Let's do this in a little bit of a montage before we take a look upon the results of all that we hath wrought upon this world. Thus far, anyway. Do walking down and do. Grab the saw, make it the board. Oh, I'm getting very icy. It's April, it should be warm. What's with the ice? Why is this happening? It's 5 degrees. Why am I cold? After surviving the winter, you'd think 5 degrees would feel nice and toasty. Hello, brand new maple tree. Let's just use the boiler for a little bit of geothermal warmth. Ah, that almost instantly, yeah, 37.8, this almost instantly warms you right up. Oh, that's so nice. Ah, I love hot springs. So versatile. Now let's head back up to the top of that tower and moose. Got 5 durability left on this knife. It's probably not going to last all that long. And we're just going to copy these all onto these. Column middle portion. And then column top. Give them all a little rotate just to fix the lighting. Any block update will do. Remove and voxel, add it back in, rotate it, and then we pop our toppers on here, and then these are going to become our machicolations. And there we go. And one more set just to fix the lighting. Excellent, and we're done. Did I leave my lantern up here? I did. Now would you look at that? That's a thing of beauty right there. That's one good looking castle. It's nowhere near done. There's so much left. But at the very least, the front of the gatehouse is looking almost completely proper so far. Apart from, connecting it fully to the ground in a lot of everywheres. But once that batch of steel we've got cooking is done, we're going to have so much more conglomerate stone to work with that we're going to be able to build the walls, do all the decoration, get everything done just a lot faster. Because we'll be going from a 4x4x4, which gives us exactly 1 stack, to 7x7x7 slabs. Which, I don't know the math on that off the top of my head, but that is a lot more than a single stack per basically the exact same amount of time, almost. We're nearly quadrupling how much. That's going to be almost 4 stacks. 4 times faster, just about. That's a lot of rock. Well, it certainly has been a year, hasn't it? We broke ground on the castle, got the gatehouse built, marked out most of the castle, built the walls, well, a little bit of the walls anyway, and got at least the front-facing portion of the castle gatehouse looking presentational. We also carved out a nice big old cavern for our workshop and got a lot of the mechanics in place, at least up top. We're still going to have to get a nice big axle run all the way down that long stretch of blocks vertically to get all of our equipment set up down below so it's not a big climb up and down each time. Not only that, we're on to steel just about. Probably another couple days or so, I'd say, until that steel is done, but then, oh boy, we've got our first batch of steel, and apart from maybe a steel pickaxe and, I don't know, one ingot left over for whatever we decided in the moment, 14 of those are going to be going to splitter plugs, so our quarrying will be expanded to be 4 times faster. Well, just shy of 4 times faster than before. That's going to greatly speed up our castle building production, as well as cutting out the rest of the workshop, even though most of that's already done. A lot of that now is placing things in and chiseling, making it all pretty. And lanterns. Tons of lanterns. Oh boy, am I going to need a lot of lanterns. And I'd like to take a moment while we're here just to thank each and every one of you for following along on this journey. It's been a fantastic time getting to interact with you all in the comments and just have a fun time. Enjoy the mutual love of this fantastic game. So whether you've been following along episodically or going through the... Sun's going down. There we go, I had to pull out the lantern. So whether you've been following along episodically or with the big compilation videos, thank you so much for being here. And a special shout out to all of our channel members. You're all the greatest. Thank you so much for all of the support over this entire series, and I hope that each and every one of you enjoys the series as we continue to go along into our 3rd year in Eisenholm. Goodbye, have a wonderful time, make good choices, be safe, wear a safety vest. You never know. Okay, love you, bye, see you at the start of the next year. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the chickens are out of the house. It's kind of a big deal. I'm gonna miss them.